Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're unboxing, building and painting the RPG7, and this is made by TomyTec as part of the Little Armory series. Now this box was not sealed, so we don't need our knife to open this one today. So we get the usual leaflet in Japanese and our instruction manual, warheads, and the launching tube, and a tail fin for one of the warheads. Okay, there was one more pack in the box that I didn't take out that you can see there in brown. So let's get these opened up and start assembling. So the RPG7 has been in service since 1961, and I think it's been involved in many conflict zones around the world since that time, including the current conflict with between Ukraine and Russia. As usual, do check the fit, particularly where the model connects to the frame. Sometimes you need to just remove, as you can see there, some extra from the model just to make sure that it all fits together properly. Be careful with removing that because you don't want to overcut and cut it, dig into the weapon. Okay, gluing that together there, and just missed some there, so we'll just get that and get our launching tube. So this is the protective shroud that goes over the launcher to protect the firer from the heat of firing. As you'll see in some later photos, I didn't get such a great fit with this. That could be down to me not removing some of the excess off there that connects to the frame properly. Could just be the design. Having said that, TomyTec are really good with their fit and design, so I suspect it's probably my error that I had some gaps, not the TomyTec design. But I'll explain to you later how you can remedy that quite easily if that happens to you. So in the past I have explained that you don't necessarily need to glue parts together, but these are clearly parts that you do need to glue together, otherwise it will just fall off very easily. And again, you can push it on, you don't necessarily have to glue it on. If you want to just leave it that way, you may want to just pull it apart later to make it a bit easier to paint, but for me I left it all assembled when I painted it. Wasn't a problem. Just sanding some excess here, and I later came back to this in the painting stage. Okay, so we're almost done here. Now I did snap off one of the rear iron sights when I was assembling this, so for me there was really no option but to add on the firing scope. I'm not sure what kind of magnification is in this scope. If you know, put it in the description below. You do get two options. The instruction manual clearly specifies which one to use. I'm not really sure what the difference is, but yeah, I think it looks good to use the firing scope. And we'll just remove the front iron sight now, because obviously that's redundant now that we're using the firing scope. Okay, sanding that back, making nice and smooth, and just gluing that in place after checking that fit. Always check the fit before you glue. You just get a better result that way before you get the glue there. Let's now move on to the warhead. So you get two warheads. and you get 3 options on how to set that warhead up. So the first option allows you to connect it to the weapon for display purposes. The second option is the fully assembled warhead with the rocket assembly, and the third option allows you to attach a fin which is on the first frame and allows you to sort of simulate the rocket as if it were in flight. So I've gone with options 1 and 2 as you'll see, but if you want to go with option 3 and have it in that simulated flight, go for it. Yeah, so we're just getting that. So that's the warhead for display purposes. The next option I'm taking does not fit into the launching tube. This is purely for display, showing you what this would look like if it was set up to be fired from the weapon. It comes in 2 parts for transport purposes, so it comes in half for packing purposes, and the firer puts the 2 parts together, connects it through the 2, and that then gets put into the weapon for firing. You can see loads and loads of YouTube videos of this being fired. There's heaps out there. So here's the 3 options as I described, and the iron sight and scope option as well, you can see. So here's the gaps that I was talking about. Now to remedy those gaps, I'm just going to use a putty, Melalcote, just to fill in those gaps because I don't like gaps. And there's the Melalcote, and then I sand that back and then it's painted. Now for painting, I will put in the description the colours that I use.